starting with today Ohm's law concept. So what does it state? First let us see with the definition. So I have highlighted according to this law the electric current I flowing through a conductor, that is V, is directly proportional to the potential difference, that is also a V. V is directly proportional to I, providing that the physical conditions such as temperature. Why temperature? Because if temperature increases, then there is difference in resistance increases. You know why sometimes the wire get heated? Because the current has to go on higher number of collisions with the ions present due to the resistance. So here V directly proportional to I. To remove the proportionality sign, we have taken a constant as R. So R is a constant of proportionality called a resistance. It is clear that the current is inversely proportional to resistance. Okay. Now VI graph. When Ohms took a voltage, okay, and a current of certain battery, he found that the potential difference and the current have the slope in straight line. From this he found that V is directly proportional to I here. Okay, so this slope tells that how which, for example, in boards it will be asked that A is given and B like one more line would be given, and you have to measure the which one has a greater slope would have the greater resistance for VI graph. But what if IV graph is given? So it is the opposite of VI graph, known as conductance. Okay, like current is opposite to the direction of electron. Okay, so here slope is equal to tan theta. Delta V means change in V upon change in I is equal to VI is equal to resistance. Okay, now what is the resistance? Resistance is the obstruction. When the current is moving, it is the obstruction. Okay, let us read the definition. The property of a conductor by the virtue of which it opposes, so that resist the charge through it. It arises due to mutual collision of electron. Okay, so you know that V is equal to IR. Now let us derive it units. It was discovered by George Simon Ohm. So in the honor of his name, Ohm was taken the unit. Okay, now since it is inversely proportional, so resistance is half, so current is doubled. On the other hand, if resistance is double, current is because why? Because they are inversely proportional. Factor affecting the resistance. More the length. See, this is the wire. Okay, so it has the fewer number of collision, and when the wire length is increased like this, so more number of collision is there, so more resistance is there, so they both are directly proportional. Okay, now so in the previous example we have taken that resistance is inversely proportional to I. Now we have seen that when the resistance is double, so current is half. Now we are saying that since it is directly proportional, so what would happen if the resistance is doubled or half? Same would be the effect of length, it also be doubled or half. Let us now imagine that if the area is increased, okay, pi r squared, cross section we are taking. So when the area is increased, so resistance is inversed, means resistance and area are inversely proportional, means area increases, resistance decreases. When the area of cross similarly, when area doubled, then resistance halved. If area of cross section is half, resistance doubled. Nature of the material. Nature of the material means that wood has the highest resistance because no current can flow through it, but copper, aluminium, silver has good resistance. Manganese and constantite are used in making the resistors. So nature of the material. The resistance of a conductor depend on the nature of the material which it is made. Okay, effect of temperature. Resistance increases linearly with temperature. Resistance of a semiconductor decreases. Resistance of an insulator decreases with increase in temperature. Electrolyte decreases with increase. Alloy increases with increase in temperature. So we can, from the first and the second, we can see that the resistance and area are inversely proportional. And we have also the formula R is equal to PL upon A. From this we can also say that they are both are inversely proportional. Okay, P is the constant because we have since R is directly proportional to 1 by A. Okay, and R is directly proportional to L. Okay, in directly proportional to L. So we have combined it to form R is directly proportional to L upon A. We have added a constant. I have already told you to make it equal. We add a constant. We here is the rho. Rho is the constant. Okay, rho is the constant of which is called the or specific resistance of a conductor. Ohmic. Now ohmic resistance are those which follow this type of graph, which makes linear graph, and non-ohmic do not make a linear graph. It starts from the origin, makes a linear graph. For example, all the metallic conductor makes this type of, so for example copper, aluminum, etc. and etc. makes it. But for example, if you take the filament of a bulb or a junction diode or LED bulb, that do not follow this. They would never make a straight. They would always make a curve and will never start from origin. Here you can say the conductor which obeys the Ohm's law is known as ohmic. Silver, copper, iron, the graph between the voltage and the current is a straight line. Okay, the conductor which do not have non-ohmic resistor, junction diode, transistor, etc. Okay, specific resistance. Now what is specific resistance? Resistance of a conductor of a unit length, one length, and a unit area is known as specific resistance. Conductivity, it is very important. Reciprocal of resistance is known as conductivity. It is denoted by sigma. This is known as sigma. Okay. What are superconductor? See, superconductor are those conductors that behave, for example, plastic would behave as a conductor at a certain temperature below 1 K. So superconductor resistance example, when this mercury, lead, niobium drop to 0 or cooled below a certain temperature. These conductors are known as superconductors, but they have a drawback. If you once draw the current in the superconductor, they would not stop. They would keep flowing even if the current or the key is stopped or closed. Okay. EMF. What is EMF? See, the work done by the cell in moving a unit positive charge. See, EMF is equal to terminal potential plus voltage drop. What is the terminal potential, you will ask? Now the terminal potential is that which goes from the positive terminal to of the battery to the negative terminal, and you know that current only conducts when there is equilibrium, which means that when the positive charge moves into the negative charge, the positive character decreases and hence the negative character increases, and in the negative character the negative character decreases and positive character increases. So one time would come that their potential would be same. Okay, so there would be no flow of current, but to maintain this, manganese has been added to battery so that from the negative terminal the current would flow into the positive terminal to make it a complete circuit. For example, if you have a 1.5 volt of battery, from the positive terminal it would move into the negative terminal. Please understand, the current would flow from positive, move through the resistance. Okay, now move into the negative. Okay, so positive character is reduced, negative character is increased, negative character reduced, positive character increase. One time would come that will lose, positive would lose, negative would increase. So their potential would be same, so no flow of current. Now manganese is added which connect the negative terminal to the positive terminal, thereby positive to negative, then positive, means complete circuit starting from positive ending in positive. Okay, now when it passes through the battery, it offers certain resistance. For example, the outside resistance is there. Okay, so there is inside resistance also, what is known as internal resistance or voltage drop. Okay, now the voltage drop is equal to V plus V. So V is equal to, starting that with the formula, E is equal to terminal voltage plus voltage drop. Okay, I into capital plus I into small r, which indicate the amount of resistance suffered by the current inside the battery. Okay, so E is equal to, let us take I as common because the same current is flowing, R plus R. So E by R plus R is equal to I. So simple way to derive this formula, no tension. Okay, this formula is very efficient, you can apply it anywhere.